Hello and welcome to Charter's Local Edition. I'm Lori Farkas. We're at the WAM convention in Cheyenne, Wyoming. We've been talking to city leaders and some great people from all across Wyoming today who've come together here for this convention to learn from each other and have some great experiences as well. Joining us now is Pam Thayer. She's the Executive Director of the Downtown Development Authority Main Street for Rollins. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much for being here. Now, there are some amazing things happening in Rollins right now. You've got some amazing development going on, not only in schools, but all sorts of different industries. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, yes, correct. And thanks for having us. We are so excited in Rollins, the city and downtown. I am the short name DDA Main Street Director, and we have just won a national award, the Great American Main Street Award. And that is with a lot of hard work for the volunteers, with the city, with the county, just everybody coming together and working for one common goal.
It is truly an amazing award. What were some of the criteria and how did you apply to be in the running for the award?
Okay, well, we applied. This was our third time we applied. The first time we didn't even make it past the first round, and last year we applied and made it to the finalists, and we're actually donned the one to watch community. And then this year, 2015, we won, as I call it, the Oscar. We won the Oscar of Downtowns. We had to be a viable work, live, and place to stay and visit, and there was about 25 criteria that we had to meet, and we met them all and succeeded, and we were one of three this year to win the Great American Main Street Award.
Wow, and just so folks at home know how special this is, not very many of these are given away.
No, there are over 2,000 communities, Main Street communities in the United States, and the program is over 30 years old. It's a methodology for economic development in your downtown, and there have been 88 awards given out, and we are one of 88.
Wow, that is truly special.
Yeah.
You know, I was asking you off camera if you were there, if you were up on stage when the award was given, and what you said really gave me goosebumps. That was neat.
You know, we filled the stage. We, you know, Wyoming doesn't do anything small, so we had 25 plus people there. I actually even brought my children, and it was amazing to have all the people on stage, all the partners, and that's really one of the true reasons we won this award is all the partnerships with the city, the county, the state agencies, and so it was great to have that. I was really calm through the whole awards ceremony, and then once I've been home in Wyoming and actually been talking, I've gotten more choked up about winning the award because I've been sitting in with the peers and thanking them. So really it is a true honor for everyone, the state, the county, the city, and the downtown.
Well, not only that, but you come back here and you start getting the feedback from people, you know, just saying how amazing that is and how proud.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you really did the state proud, and that is really, really special.
So, well, and you know, Rollins has so much, we have so much going on right now. It's not even just downtown. There is just a core group of people, of individuals. That's their home. That's what they're proud of, And so we have, you know, we have a $50 million plus high school aquatic center. The school facilities came to us and said, we have $25 million to build a new high school. The people of Rollins were not okay with just what the, you know, with the percentages and the calculations, and we went out and passed a $25 million bond on an off year, and you know, got it up where we wanted it, what we needed in the community.
That takes hard work, and it really does take a lot of people coming together. How are you taking this experience and sharing it with other communities and helping them learn from it so that they can do something similar?
Well, you know, we have a language in the Main Street. It's called R&D, and whenever you say R&D, and they're like, oh, research and development, and we go, no, it's called rip off and duplicate.
I love it.
Yeah, so really that's really...
Can I use that?
Absolutely.
Can I rip that off?
Yes. You know what's fun about it is, you know, why reinvent the wheel? Whether you're talking about infrastructure on your streets or a downtown, you know, go to your, like at WAM, that's why we're all here, learning ideas and sharing and networking. And so really, I think that is what we're doing in downtown, but that the city of Rollins is also doing.
All right. Thank you so much. We've been visiting with Pam Thayer, the Executive Director of the Downtown Development Authority Main Street of Rollins. Congratulations on the, and it's called the GAMSA Award. Congratulations on the GAMSA Award.
Well, thanks.
You've been watching Local Edition. Stay tuned for more. We'll be right back.
They said I couldn't dream. called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Whatever.
No way. Hi. Hi. Shine, come on and let it shine. Hi. Me up, make me feel.
Hello and welcome to Charter's Local Edition. I'm your host, Lori Farkas. We're at the WAM convention in beautiful Cheyenne, Wyoming, and we're here talking to mayors and city leaders about some of the things that are going on in the great state of Wyoming, and particularly with your cities. And we're being joined now by Mayor Rob Phipps. You're the mayor of Wamsutter, Wyoming.
Correct.
And tell the folks a little bit first just about the beauty of your city.
So we're a small town. We're actually in what they call the gateway of the Red Desert, kind of in the southwest side of the state, eastern end of Sweetwater County. They call it a high desert area. So that's probably the alluring part, is being in the desert, but also having the mountains in there and the animals that we have, the elk, the antelope, deer, you name it, we have it down through there. So
yeah, it is really a scenic and beautiful part of the city. In the past, the history of that area, you were always tied to the railroad industry.
Correct.
And that's true with a lot of cities in the state of Wyoming, but particularly for Wamsutter. But now it's evolved a little bit, and you're tied very closely to the energy industry because of all of our wonderful natural resources. Talk a little bit about the industry and what it means to your community, and some of the boom and bust and some of the challenges that you're going through.
So we, like you say, we were heavily dependent on the railroad at the time, but since they've discovered energy out there, now we're dependent on that, and so it brings in a lot of revenue for our area because of the tax and stuff. Probably the half of the tax base for the county comes out of that end of the county, and so we receive a lot of our monies to operate the town on that, and with that depleting and oil going down and stuff, that's kind of made it a little bit harder for us. So, Wamsutter's been a boom and bust town for years. It's seen the highs, it's seen the lows. We're hoping that it's just another one of the cycles, and we'll overcome it, just like we have before. It's just been a little rough on us, but I think we'll come out of it all right in the future. So,
and some of those industries that we're talking about, uranium, oil production, and natural gas reserves as well.
Correct. Yeah, we've got a couple of uranium mines that have opened up that are north of us. They're about 25, 30 miles north of town, and so we're seeing a little bit from them, not a whole lot. There'll be some revenue that'll come in from them, but as far as the people and stuff, they're living in Rollins and Casper and stuff, and Riverton and Lander. But so we're seeing a little bit, but not much of an impact from them. We just need to get more affordable housing built in our area, and then hopefully we'll see more influx of people come into our little town. So.
Yeah. Well, you've got, it is interesting. In 2010, the census had your population right about 451 people. And, when all these, different energy companies and industry come in, your population can literally double. And that presents some very unique challenges.
Yeah, we, like you say, 2010, we were at 451, and it I think was higher than that due to the bunch of 2-week on, 2-week off workers that we had. But I think that, I think we can meet those challenges I've lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Well, you've got to be building new houses, and you've got to be having restaurants and all those things to support those people.
Yes, so we did. We actually built a new grocery store. We haven't been able to find anybody to operate that grocery store. We have a health center that they're working on right now to get that a provider to come out there to provide health care. We have a daycare building set up, all ready to go into operation. We're just waiting for the boom to come back. And as soon as it comes back, I think we'll be set up really nice. We have some housing out there. Love's truck stop come in and built a bunch of apartments for all their employees and stuff. So that helped out our economy a little bit. And
Absolutely.
So we're making it.
What propelled you into the office of mayor? What is a little bit background story on yourself and why you decided to go for this job?
So I was on the council, and our mayor at the time, I was mayor pro temp, and she resigned the position and moved to Cheyenne. Actually, her and her husband got a better business opportunity here, so they moved to Cheyenne, and it was kind of just my, I guess,
you were in the right place
duties.
at the right time.
I don't know if it's the right place at the right time or the wrong place, but anyway, so I stepped up to the mayor's duties and did that from the fall of 2012 till December of 2013. And then, of course, I ran in the November election and got elected mayor. So I'm actually starting my full 4-year term as of January this year. So I'm still new to it, but learning a lot. So.
Well, you're doing great things, and we wish you the best of luck with
All right.
WAM Center.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for being on the show today. We've been visiting with Mayor Rob Phipps from the town of WAM Center. You've been watching Local Edition. We'll be back after this.
All God's children, we got to come together and share the good feeling, 'cause nothing ever gonna make this world better if we don't start believing that love really, really, really is the answer. Everybody join hands, 'cause it's time now. Spread the love all over the world. Spread it all over the world. If we just love each other, and lift up one another, shine a light from every heart. Now. We got to spread the love all over the world. We've got to spread the love.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
Hello and welcome to Charter's Local Edition. I'm Lori Farkas. Thanks for joining us today. We are in Cheyenne, Wyoming at the WAM convention where mayors and city leaders gather, and we're being joined today by Mayor Del McComey, and you are the city of Lander, the mayor of the city of Lander.
Correct.
Tell me a little bit more about Lander and the beautiful surrounding area.
Well, Lander sits at the base of the Wind River Mountains. You have, you can about 5 minutes you're in the mountains from Lander, up a paved road to the park, the Sinks Canyon State Park.
And that is gorgeous.
We have a loop road. We're close to the South Pass, Atlantic City gold mine area that one time they claimed there was almost 10,000 people back in the early or late 1800s in the South Pass area mining gold. That's where my family roots come from. And then many years later, they had the Atlantic City iron ore mine in the close proximity to the gold mines. So it's quite a historic area of Wyoming.
Absolutely. You've had a long history of public service. Tell me a little bit about your past and some of the things you've done and what led you to become the mayor of Lander.
Well, I worked for the Wyoming Department of Highways, WYDOT, for over 39 years. I was mayor of Lander from 1975 to 1987. I left that and then decided to run for the legislature, and I was done legislature from 1999 through 2012. Took a 2-year sabbatical and decided I'd like to be mayor again. So I'm now in my 5th month of my second time around as mayor of Lander.
What has changed from the first time you were mayor to now? What are some of the new issues that you're dealing with?
Most of the issues have not changed that much, except the population growth and the impact we have with our decaying infrastructure in Wyoming as a whole. Because of the boom and bust cycles, it's difficult to deal with all the infrastructure. We have water lines that are 70 years old in Lander. Sewer issues, streets in disrepair have come about. And the people have finally voted in the optional 1-cent sales tax to repair some of the streets that we have to do. Unfortunately, the infrastructure under them is so bad that we have to completely dig the streets up, repair the water, sewer, then go back and redo the streets and a lot of the curbs and gutters, in some places the sidewalks. So they're very expensive to do, and I'm certainly glad the residents of Fremont County decided to finally support the optional 1-cent sales tax.
Yeah, that really does help defray some of those costs.
Yeah, the cities in the county all said that we would spend that money only on bridges and infrastructure, streets and water, sewer, things like that.
Well, one of the things that WAM does so effectively is it lobbies the legislature for some of the funding for the cities and towns. Are you finding that that's being helpful for you and that you're getting enough from the state?
The cities and towns need a uniform voice with the Wyoming legislature. Having been in the legislature, I really recognize how important that is. But it also is very important for individual mayors and council people and people in the community to reach out to their representatives and talk to them about some of the issues with the infrastructure issues and other things of interest that they have that the legislature can deal with. In Wyoming, other than 8 mills that the legislature, or that the Constitution says that can be levied by cities and towns, every bit of revenue that they generate is all governed by state statute and through the Appropriations Committee of the state legislature. So cities especially are in total mercy of the Wyoming legislature.
Well, and some of the cities' mayors that we've talked to on the show, they're having some issues, they're having some challenges with finding some new sources of economic diversity. Some of the mayor from Kemmerer was talking about the coal industry and some of the things that he is facing. What kinds of things are you facing in Lander? Do you have similar challenges with some of your industry and that type of economic challenge? Well,
Fremont County is one of the energy-based counties. And at one time, U.S. Steel in about 1984, the U.S. Steel mine closed. And there was over 240 houses for sale in Lander at that time. And so we started working on economic development. We were pretty successful for a while. And then we have a new group of younger people that have formed an economic development group called LEADA, or the other one was called LEADER. And they are now pursuing things such as the high-speed internet, cable, all of those broadbands, things like this, because we're in the middle of the state. We have no interstate highways. We have no railroads. And so it's difficult. So those are the kind of things that we are impacted with in the middle of the state, in the north part of the state, northwest part of the state.
You've got to figure out how to be creative. How are you recruiting businesses to come into the community?
Well, we're trying to develop what we can with the infrastructure that we have a lot of people that have moved to Lander that love to live in Lander. And the reason they love to live there is it's a beautiful place. You're close to the mountains, you're close to Jackson, you're close to Yellowstone, you're every place like that. And they come run international businesses out of their homes. And that's why the cable and the fiber optics are so important to us, to be able to offer all of those kind of services to them at the high speed that they're used to.
Yeah.
Some of them have had to leave because as their business grew, they just couldn't keep up.
And how is that
And
working
then
for
we
you?
have another thing that's really impacting the whole state of Wyoming, and that's air travel.
For sure.
Right now, the Riverton Airport, we have one flight a day with I can't remember whether it's a 17 or a 9 passenger prop plane out of there. And we used to board 38 to 40,000 people a year. Right now, we're down around 5,000 and 6,000 people because of the problems with the pilot situation shortage and things like this. And so Wyoming needs to work at this, and we are working at it. We have a group of people we're trying to get together and put a coalition together that can bring in airlines, guarantee them some money so that if they have a loss, because their boardings are down, that we can help make that up. But it needs to be a statewide effort. The state government needs to get involved in that in a big way.
And does WAM really help you with some of those lobbying issues when you get here and connect with some of those, the mayors and the people from the cities across the state? Are you working to get together and create that unified voice?
Yes, WAM is there. The problem we have is that the Wyoming legislature meets 40 days in a general session and 20 days in a budget session. And they have to get all that work done at that time. So you have to be pretty focused on what it is the most important thing you need to work on. You just can't have a lot of different issues or nothing happens. So you have to stay pretty focused.
Back to the beautiful city of Lander. I know that their flooding has been a huge issue this summer for a lot of the areas up north. How has that affected your city, and how are the residents doing with some of those issues?
We have been very, very fortunate this year. We had a little flash flood out of town in one of our rivers, but after that, we had through Lander. We had a terrible flood in 2010. Just wiped out a lot of infrastructure, a lot of things. But that's been repaired, and we have not experienced any flooding. I just got a flash flood warning on my phone, but it was mostly for the Riverton area, through what they call the Big Wind River.
Yeah, the summer certainly presents some unique challenges in Wyoming. Do you have an emergency plan in place for your residents?
We check the rivers. A lot of our problems. We have a lot of big ditches flow through town. At one time, the river went through several different directions through town, and since then it's been more channelized. And every once in a while, the river tries to go back where it used to go. And so we monitor that very closely, and we're trying to work out we've got a new system where we can, our sirens actually have voice activation with it. But we've had bugs with that. It's a county-wide operation, and we're working real hard to get that fixed.
Yeah, that's critically important.
Yes.
You've also got a beautiful community convention center in your gorgeous city. Tell us a little bit about that and how that came to be.
Well, shortly after the flood, our old convention center that was built by what they said the CCs way back when burnt down, and Lander was left without the meeting place to where everybody met.
Yeah.
So they got together, formed a committee, and built a very nice, big, huge convention center. The people of Lander and the area actually raised $1.5 million in a short period of time to help fund it. And it's now up and running. There's still a few little bugs in it, but we're doing very, very well with it. It's booked clear into 2016.
Wow.
So it's getting much more attention than we thought it would get.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Well, we're going to encourage people to come on over and check out your beautiful city of Lander. We've been talking to Mayor Del McComey. He is the mayor of the city of Lander. And you've been watching Local Edition, Charter's Local Edition, and we'll be right back with more after this.
Thank you.
All God's children, we got to come together and share the good feeling. 'Cause nothing ever gonna make this world better if we don't start believing that love really, really, really is the answer. closer. Everybody join hands, 'cause it's time now. Spread the love all over the world. Spread it all over the world. If we just love each other, and lift up one another, shine a light from every heart. Now. We got to spread the love all over the world. We've got to spread the love. A little voice came on the phone and said, Daddy, when you come home. He said the first thing that came to his mind, I'm already there. I'm already there. Take a look around. Oh, I'm already there.
Being there. Pass it on.
No way. Hi. Hi. Shine, come on and let it shine.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice, she's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Hello and welcome to Charter's Local Edition. I'm Lori Farkas. We're at the WAM convention in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and joining us now is one of the teen delegates for WAM, Rachel Mosley. Thank you so much for being here with us. You are on the Mayor's Council for the City of Cheyenne, and you were nominated to be a WAM delegate. Tell me a little bit about what you've done today.
We have done, like we did the CSI investigation with the police, and I was a witness, and that was fun. I got to persuade people on like what happened. We learned about networking and communication with Dick Barry, and that was very interesting. He helped us learn about relationship skills and like how to like talk to like higher up officials, so we weren't afraid during the dinner tonight. We were supposed to pick up trash on the Greenway, but that got rained out today.
We've had a little bit of rain today.
Yeah, so we went out there, but we all got soaked, and we actually are doing the tie blankets. So it was like you like cut them and tie it. So that should be fun.
And you're going to donate that to charity as well. So a lot of community work. The Mayor's Council has been doing a lot of great work here in Cheyenne, and you're learning all sorts of civic responsibility. Tell us about those projects you've done in Cheyenne this year.
Yeah, we painted fences for the graveyard, and we didn't finish quite yet, but we got it done and it looks really nice. We've did a bullying video, which we went to like all the junior highs and like talked about like how like not to bully and how to like help others out and stuff like that. It was fun. Like we got a lot of interaction and
like, the anti-drinking campaign as well.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to do a radio one, so like we can like persuade people not to drink, and it was supposed to just be for Frontier Days, but now we're going to do it for the whole summer, so like teens know not to do it at all, like not just during 1 week.
Wow. You've been on the Cheyenne Youth Mayor's Council for 3 years now. Would you recommend it to other kids?
Yes, I would. It's so much fun, and you like make a lot of new friends, and you're going to meet cool people like the mayor for one. Like he's a pretty cool guy, and it's just like good experience.
You're just doing great work.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of all the work you're doing.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today as a teen delegate to the WAM convention. You've been watching Charter's Local Edition, and we'll be back after this.